And we're rolling, baby. And we're back with the Berman Method Podcast, focused on treating problems and not symptoms. Dr. Jake Berman here with my beautiful co-host.
Jenny Berman, physician assistant.
We're cracking up right now because this is our first ever video podcast, and it feels so different because we're sitting so close right now, uncomfortably close, and we don't have our microphones to talk into.
Yes, this is weird. So if you're just listening and not watching, you're probably really confused right now as to why we feel like this is so funny.
You need to go watch this because this is hilarious right now. I can't wait to see these outtakes. So yes, we're David going against Goliath. Goliath being the corporate medical system, big pharmaceutical companies, your health insurance companies. They do not have your best interests in mind. They will choose profits over patient outcomes every single time. And I cannot believe how hard it was to say the thing that I've said 250 times when I'm not in my zone with my microphone here where I get it. And that was hard. That was labor.
I know you hesitated a little bit.
Yeah.
I was concerned for you.
That was weird. I did it though.
You did it.
Here we go. So we've been talking about a lot of things over the past few months, talking about ultimate boomers, how you arrive at 80 feeling 40, and what are the 10 things that contribute to your ability to get there. 5 physical things, 5 chemical things, and one of the things on the physical thing, or the physical side, is back pain, sciatica, stiffness in your back, immobility in your back. So we wanted to take today's episode to talk more about back pain and sciatica, because we got something really cool coming up here at the end of the month. We've got an educational class on how to resolve back pain, stiffness, and holistic solutions that don't rely on pain pills, medications, definitely not surgery.
Surgeries, yeah. And sciatica.
And sciatica.
Talking specific, because some people are like, oh, I don't have back pain, but then they're like, I have this sciatica. Well, we're like, well, that is coming from your back. Even though it's radiating down your leg, it's coming from your back. So we gotta use the word sciatica too.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing to fix both things. So if you got back pain, if you got sciatica, we're gonna do very, very similar things to address both things. And I feel like I'm Ricky Bobby right now. I don't really know what to do with my hands now that we're on camera. I don't know if I should lean in closer.
No, you shouldn't. Everybody's gonna realize our love languages here with this podcast. I'm all.
Yep, I am definitely a feel person, and Jenny is not a feel person. So in the past 12 years that we've been together, I've gotten 3 hugs.
Oh, come on.
One was last week. I'm going, are you okay? Are you sick?
Are you ill?
Seriously, I turned around and I put my back of my hand on her forehead to see what her temperature was.
But we are really close right now.
It feels close, but it doesn't look that close on camera. So
Jake's almost sitting in my lap.
This is the crazy part about Hollywood, right? This is what it takes to get the message across. I mean, look at that. It looks like we're 5 feet apart on screen.
Okay, let's talk about back pain. You're making me uncomfortable.
Okay, where would you like to start?
Well, why don't we, I guess, just kind of summarize what is back pain? Like, if people think about it as like, oh, I'm just old and my back hurts, but there's so many different, in the PT side here, the physical training side here, we see so many different types of back pain.
Yeah, and you said the word old, and it's not necessarily an old thing,
right,
because
I know.
a lot of 40-year-olds have it, and I wouldn't say that I'm old.
Yeah, you had it real bad one time.
I had it really bad back in 2018. Wow, that was brutal.
Yeah, I get back pain sometimes. So there's different types of back pain, like chronic versus acute versus, like, tell us.
Well, let's start off with the one thing that back pain is not. Back pain is not due to disc issues or degeneration or spinal compression or herniations. It can be associated with those things, but you cannot say that it is from that. And here's the reason why. is because if you took an MRI of 1,000 people over the age of 40 who had no back pain at all, 60%, so 600 out of 1,000 people over the age of 40 who have no pain at all will show something on their MRI that says they've got a herniation, a bulge, or a disc degeneration or compression. So you can't say that my disc herniation is causing my pain. You can say that it's correlated, but you can't say it causes it.
Right.
Now, here's the crazy thing is a lot of people will get back pain, and most of the time it's one of two things. One is I was completely fine and I bent over to pick up a pencil and my back went out. I sneezed and my back went out. I reached into the crib to pick up my grandkid and my back went out and I couldn't move. I had to lay in bed for days or even a week. When I hear that story, that breaks my heart, because having to lay in bed for a week because of your back, that's not a back issue, that's a pelvic instability issue, and it's going to be very difficult to communicate that through the screen or audio. But you should not be resting for transient back pain, meaning that the worst thing that you can do for back pain is rest.
Is be still.
That's the worst thing that you could possibly do. So if your back goes out, I know there's some of you listening to, well, my back goes out, I can't move. The only thing I can do is lay down or stay in bed. Okay, well, let's address the real reason of why that's happening. It's not your back at all. It's your pelvis.
Right.
So not to put the cart before the horse, but you could literally fix that in 10 seconds on your own. You can do a muscle energy technique where you're using your own muscles in your hips to mobilize your pelvis to get back into proper alignment, and it doesn't get rid of the pain all the way, but it does get rid of that excruciating transient sharp pain so that you can actually move again.
Right. It's not fixing the problem completely at that single moment of doing it, but the pain is much better.
Yeah, you can actually function. You don't have to stay in bed for a week.
You can walk to get into Berman Health Club and have them fix the rest of your back.
Yeah, you can walk to do that. Yeah. As I'm sitting here noticing this, as I'm leaning in, my posture is so bad right now. I'm going, I'm going to freaking have back pain after this podcast.
I probably will too. That's why I keep shifting. So we don't have the ergonomics in here with this whole video thing.
Yeah, and to be fair, we're on a time crunch and we really wanted to make this happen because we've been saying this for years now that we're doing a video podcast. So this is us, MVP, minimum viable product, ripping the Band-Aid off. Let's do this video podcast.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So back pain. Most people think that when your back goes out that it's a disc issue, it's a disc herniation or a bulging disc, and that's not true. The vast majority of people who have back pain, that is not the cause of your back pain. The number one cause of back pain is?
Weak ass syndrome.
How did you know that?
12 years of hanging out with you. Plus.
Weak ass syndrome. So one of your glutes, usually not both, but one of your glutes is not doing its job as good as the other, which creates an asymmetry. So one side's working harder than the other, and that creates that torsion in your pelvis, and that's what creates the misalignment, and your pelvis goes out of place, and that's when things lock up. That's when your back gets, another example of it is when your back gets really stiff first thing in the morning. So I was fine all day, and then when I get out of bed, I'm really stiff, and it takes me 5 minutes to an hour to loosen up. It takes a hot shower first thing in the morning to get things to loosen up. That's because your pelvis was out the previous day, but you didn't know that it was out because you were moving and grooving and juices are flowing and you're fine until you lay in a position for 6 to 8 hours and you don't move, and your brain can fixate on all that inflammation that you created in your pelvic instability.
Well, and I'm going to say misalignment, but that's not really it. The muscles are not working evenly when the pelvis is out of place. We have one side working much harder than the other. One side's elongated, one side's shortened. So when you go and lay down and the muscles tighten up on you because they're not symmetrical.
Not symmetrical.
Yeah. I was looking for the best word to say.
Yeah, this is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Like when we've been doing 230 episodes and we're in our zone. We've got our microphones here. We lock in, and we're there. Like this is gonna be a little bit of a learning curve. So thanks for bearing with us.
Yeah.
This will get better.
Speaking just kind of like our very first podcast.
Who's ever listened to the first one ever?
Don't
if you've
do
listened
it.
to our first one ever, please. I feel so bad for you.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't listen to the first like 15.
Makes me cringe. Mm-hmm. But here we are now. We're experts, right? Mm-hmm. So back to back pain. The number one cause of back pain, the number one cause of non-traumatic back pain is weak ass syndrome, meaning that one glute's not working as good as the other, and that creates torsion or asymmetry, torque on the pelvis, and that's when things go out of place, and that causes things to lock up. I was fine, I just bent over for a pencil and it locked up, or that really achy sensation when you first wake up in the morning. Those are the two most common causes. The third one that is less common is your back gets worse as the day goes on. That's less common. It's usually, it goes out, it's either out or it's in, or it's worse in the morning. Usually when it gets worse as the day goes on, that's usually my golfers, meaning they were fine on the front nine, and then on the back nine, just couldn't do it anymore, just all locked up. That's a that is an augmented presentation of I wake up with a stiff back in the morning. Well, once it gets to a certain level of badness, it's like, okay, it doesn't wait until the morning to be stiff. Mm-hmm. Now it's with increased physical activity, it just accelerates how fast that you get to that plateau and you can't move.
Well, especially because they're doing the movement of hitting the golf ball and torquing and not activating the right muscle. So it's just that constant bang and stress to the muscle. So that's where you get more sore as you keep going.
Right. Did you say torquing or twerking?
Not twerking. We're torquing on your golf swings. At least, as far as I know. I'm not a golfer. I'm not out there on the golf course with you, but I hope you're not twerking on the golf course. Maybe I should ride along one time just to see what actually happens during those 4 hours on the golf course.
Is it 4?
Or 6.
Or is it 6
or 8?
Yeah, I think it's like 8 hours. It's pretty much the whole entire day. So those of you who have wives that don't golf, it takes 8 hours to play a round of golf. Right?
Yeah, most of yours are.
Yeah,
I just think that's normal.
It is normal. That's how long it takes to golf. Mm-hmm. 8 hours.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and it's like, Father's Day, you get this like, Father's Day, you can do whatever you want, but like, what's the other 200 days that you're golfing? Not
Is
Father's
it?
Day?
Is it?
I'm just kidding. You don't golf that much right now.
So back to back pain. Back to back pain.
When it's accelerating throughout the day, it's because it's an accelerated process. Or when it's increasing throughout the day, it's usually an accelerated process of the muscles just kind of tightening up on you, the pain response increasing.
Yes, let's say it a little bit clearer. The first sign that you have an issue is you wake up in the morning and you feel stiffness. Mm-hmm. Most people think, oh, my bed is bad, I need to get a new bed. Or I'm traveling and I'm staying at a hotel, their bed sucked and I couldn't get out of bed. Not really. That's the first sign that you've got something going on. So that's a light coming on the dashboard saying, there's something going on, we need to figure this out. Because hindsight, reflecting back on 2018 when my back went out, I remember waking up in the morning and my back was stiff and I'm going, maybe I'm getting older. Had no idea that the worst pain of my life, still to this day, was going to come playing golf. Twerking on the tee box. Torquing. Yeah. Not twerking. Torquing. Torque. Rotational motion.
The worst pain of your life. Yeah. As a male.
As
the
a
worst
male.
pain of your life. Okay.
Not giving birth. Not in labor. So fast forward 6 months it took me 6 months to figure out how to fix it and then actually fix it. And lo and behold, I would wake up in the morning and my back wasn't stiff anymore. And that's when I put the pieces together. I'm going, we didn't change the bed. At that point in time, we still didn't have any money to go say, let's go buy another mattress. It's like, well, let's just deal with this as long as we can. but we didn't change the mattress, but my back wasn't stiff anymore getting out of bed. It's like, okay, there's something to that.
Sure.
Good. What else? What else should we go talk about in
Well,
this?
what about like radiating pain? Like people often associate that being a nerve pain, and that means that there's a compression from the spine, and that is surgical or that is due to a disc.
Oh boy, I could get in a lot of trouble with my peers saying what I'm about to say.
Then don't say it.
Why do I care what my peers think? Don't care what they think. The short answer is it's not true all the time. When you have pain radiating down your leg, it's not true all the time that you're pinching a nerve. And it's definitely not true all the time that you're pinching a nerve in your back. So there's a few reasons why you can have pain running down the back of your leg. One of them is you could be pinching a nerve in your back. That is the worst one to have. That one, a lot of the times, results in needing surgery. So let's get that one out of the way. The good news is that's very rare. So out of the 15 years that I've been doing this, I think that I'm still on one hand how many times I've worked with somebody with radiating pain that actually required surgical intervention to take the pressure off of that nerve root. It's just very, very rare. Now, the next level is you are putting compression on a disc, or you're compressing your sciatic nerve in some way, shape, or form, and that's causing the pain shooting down your leg. So a true herniated disc, and it usually happens if you're 20s, 30s, sometimes in your 40s. Once you get into your 50s, 60s, and 70s, it's less likely that you're herniating a disc because the disc goes from being gelatinous, like a jelly donut, to more chalky. It's not really gelatinous anymore. So you don't really get herniated disc causing your radiating pain later in life. Again, this is what I could really get into some heated debates with my peers. Luckily, I don't care. Like, don't care. Don't message me. Don't text me. I don't care. That's just my thoughts on that. So compression on the nerve root, bad, very rare. Compression on a disc or a sciatic nerve, usually in your 20s, 30s, and 40s. The most common pain, or the most common cause of pain radiating down the back of the leg after the age of 40 is with pelvic asymmetry. That's the most common cause.
I had that one time when I was, Vera had just broken her arm, and I twisted in my chair to help her eat, and I thought I was going to fall on the floor. And you're like, you're fine. It'll get better. And I was like, no, I don't think I'm going to make it.
We're sitting at the bar top eating dinner.
I just reached over, and I was like, nope, not going to make it. That's the end of my life.
She went from being perfectly fine to literally just rotating over to help Vera with something because she's got a broken arm now. And she goes, I can't move. I can't move. I'm locked up. Like, it was really, really bad. Jake, you gotta help me. And I'm sitting there going, are you serious right now? Like, can I finish my salad? Or you want me to do something right now? She goes, I'm serious.
I can't move.
I can't move at all.
It was so bad. It was bad. 12 hours later, I was totally fine, actually. 12 hours. But some people, if they would experience that, they would have felt like they had to go to the hospital. And then the hospital would have given them pain meds and said, you need to rest and go to your surgeon, have an MRI. And then they do the MRI and they're like, yep, you have these bulging discs and your back's horrible and you need to have surgery. And 12 hours later, with a little pelvis alignment, I was back to working out.
Pelvis alignment and muscle activation.
Yeah, I gave my cool.
Yeah. That's where I was when
my obliques.
Yeah.
My butt.
Yeah, in 2018, I was in the same place. If I would have experienced what you experienced in 2017, I probably would have called the 911. I would have been like that Life Alert commercial. Help! Help! I'm 30 and I can't get off the floor.
You were in bad shape though. You stood up in front of the mirror and you were just like an S. You were like all really crooked.
That's when I started panicking. Was I tried fixing it myself for an hour and I couldn't stand up. Once I finally stood up, there just happened to be a full-length mirror in the corner of the room there, and I look over at it and I'm going, oh my God, my pelvis was over here, my shoulders are over here, and I'm going, oh wow, like that's bad.
But you didn't have surgery.
Didn't have surgery, didn't
We
call 911.
we didn't even at the time have our regenerative modalities that we're using now, which is actually augmenting all the treatments
Yeah,
for back pain.
if we would have had EMTT and stem pod back then, oh my gosh, probably within an hour, I would have been back to 95% because it was so transient. Uh, but that was brutal.
Right.
That was brutal. You don't know what you don't know. Now we know.
So I think one of the messages is that a lot of times back pain is not coming from your back itself. I think you've said that multiple times now. Like whether it's your back pain or your radiating pain, it oftentimes is not actually coming from the back.
That is the most common thing. It is so rare that the pain that you're experiencing, the thing that you're calling back pain, is actually coming from your spine. And here's a way that you can test yourself right now is where's your back pain at? Most of you will reach behind your back and come just above your belt line. That's what most of you will do. Okay, if that's where your back hurts, okay, great. Now take your hands and put them on the top of your hips. So you ladies that are really self-conscious about your love handles, put your hands on top of the love handles and slide them down until you feel that bony prominence. It's in there.
Looks like this.
Yeah. So come on top of the love handles and slide down. Men, you can do the same thing. That's the top of your pelvis. Now reach your thumbs backwards and see how much higher your thumbs are from the actual spot where your pain is. Most of the time it's 3, 4, sometimes even 5 inches higher than where you're saying your pain is. That's why I can tell you it's not your spine. You're pointing to your sacrum, where your sacrum meets your pelvis. And your sacrum is fused, by the way. So the sacrum doesn't have joints that actually move. It's just one solid thing. And that solid thing meets another solid thing, which is your pelvis or your innominate. When that thing moves, that's where you have pain. When you come above it, that's where your lumbar spine starts to begin. So L5 is above that. And the reality is most people don't have the right anatomical awareness. You don't realize that where your pain is isn't even where your lumbar spine is. It's not even there. Mm-hmm. We're talking 4 or 5 inches above where your pain is. That alone should give you comfort knowing that it's not your spine that's causing your pain. It's a pelvic instability that comes from weak ass syndrome.
Weak glutes, core not activating.
Yeah.
And not just like the core, like your belly muscles, but also the sides, the oblique muscles.
Yeah.
So those are all things that the movement coaches and certified Berman method specialists are doing at our office, is really evaluating and identifying where is it coming from, number one. Where is the weakness? Is it the right side? Is it the left side? Is it the core? You know, your glutes are good, but it's coming from the core. Or is it something else? Is it coming from the lower extremities? And then once we identify where the problem's actually coming from, treating that problem and not just treating the symptoms of the back pain.
What you just described there is my favorite saying. Where it is, it ain't.
Yeah.
Where the pain is, ain't where the problem is. So we can't treat where the pain is because that's just a symptom of a problem somewhere else. So where it is, it ain't.
Right, and you know, we have to look at this as a whole picture too, is what other contributing factors are involved with the back pain, like not just activity, but sedentary. What kind of medications are we taking? Are we vitamin deficient that's increasing these nerve pains that we're having? Is our blood sugar crazy out of whack and we're having trouble healing and allowing inflammation to come down? We have a higher pain sensitivity because our blood sugar is abnormal. So I think that too helps with having this Berman Health Club entity where we can actually see the other side of it outside of just the physical component.
Who would have ever thought that one of the major causes of your back pain could be a blood sugar instability?
Right.
And it happens. We're seeing it in here where it's like, no, anatomically, physically, you're good. You got something going on systemically. Let's get this blood sugar balance. Like, that's a real thing. That's real. It's not snake oil. It's not hocus pocus. This is literally happening, and we're seeing it.
In vitamin deficiencies, like the amount of B12 deficiencies and magnesium deficiencies that are increasing pain and nerve pain is huge.
So think about what Jenny just said there. It could be as easy as taking a pill to get rid of your back pain.
Treat problems, not symptoms. Don't just take the meds, but we have a pill that could fix you.
But we do have that magic pill.
So what about what can we do in the next couple of weeks? I think you mentioned it when we first started.
Our educational class coming up. Do you have the date?
June 29th.
June 29th. 3:30
p.m.
Right here in the office. We're hosting an educational class. We're limiting it to 12 people, 12 total people. So by the time this podcast airs, there may or may not be a seat available. So call, text, email, regardless, because we got a wait list. We will have a wait list, and we might even do back-to-back workshops, because this usually is one of our most popular educational classes, is the back pain and sciatica one. So make sure you call us, text us, email us 239-431-0232 and take a spot. It's free. We're going to be going over a lot of the stuff that we just spoke about, plus some more of the nuances and details on how you can get rid of it holistically, naturally, and leave with immediately actionable tips and steps on how you can start to get your life back.
So it's a 1-hour educational class, starts at 3:30 p.m. on June 29th in the office, unit C100, and it's an educational class. So you're learning about why you have this back pain and sciatica, how we can address it, how we can identify where's the pain actually coming from, some treatments that can help with already getting the pain under control as you walk out the door, and a free discovery visit.
Don't tell them that.
Oh.
Yeah, that's going to be the under promise, over deliver.
Oh, don't tell.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't say that.
That was an added bonus for showing up.
I didn't say that.
Jeez Louise.
Just show up.
Just
call us and reserve your spot. You do have to reserve a spot, though.
You do have to reserve a spot. So if your name's not on the list, don't knock on the door. We won't be letting you in. And really, there's 3 reasons why you should come to this thing. Number 1 is if you don't want to have surgery. Number 2 is if you don't want to have to take pain pills. And number 3 is if you don't want to slow down, if you want to keep moving and grooving and you don't want to have any vulnerabilities. So I've heard a lot of people use this terminology over the years, feeling fragile. I'm not going to do that because I have a bad back. I'm not going to do the Christmas stuff anymore because I can't lift the boxes into the attic or out of the attic because I have a bad back. Think about the joy.
I know.
Like, how would you, like, that would just be crushing if you couldn't lift boxes in and, oh wait, I'm the one doing that.
No. Not even true.
Who's bringing the Christmas tree in?
Well, you might bring the Christmas tree in, but I get on the ladder and decorate the tree in the house.
Who does all the heavy lifting?
Me. With all my decorations, that's a lot of pressure on my shoulders.
Oh my
to do all the... And to be fair, I help you carry those boxes in and out of the barn.
You do. Okay.
You might pull them out, like slide them on the ground out.
With my core and my glutes.
Anyway, yeah, you don't want to not decorate your house for the happiest holiday of the year because of your back.
Yeah, and this is kind of like Christmas in July, so here you go.
Yeah, or like not go on a family trip because you can't sit on the airplane.
Yeah.
That'd be a real bummer.
Can't sit on the airplane, can't get on and off the boat, you can't walk down the beach, can't get down on the ground and play with grandkids, can't get your grandkid in and out of the crib, can't hold your grandkid because you're scared of dropping it.
Can't go down the slide at 77 years old because you got back pain. Your mom's an all-star.
Oh my gosh. So we went to Jamaica last month. Wow. My mom and stepdad.
Yeah.
Great.
Very awesome. Pop climbed the falls for the first time in, I don't know, 10 plus years after working with Berman Health Club.
Yeah.
On the PT and the wellness side.
Yeah, plagued with knee issues, weight issues, dropped a significant amount of weight.
Yeah.
Knees are under control.
Doing awesome.
You know.
And climbed the falls.
And climbed the falls for the first time with the whole family. That was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
My mom never slowing down. We're in the gym, right? And I'm trying my best to try to stay in shape for the High Rocks that Jenny signed us up for in September. And I'm doing burpee broad jumps. And I say, hey, Mom, come over here and do these with me. She gets on the ground, does a burpee, does the push-up, jumps back up, does a hop. She does 5 in a row, and I'm going,
Good job, Mia.
that's my mom.
Good job. Also working with Berman Health Club.
Yeah, here we go. The ultimate boomers, and the
Yeah.
proof is in the pudding. That's what I've been telling you guys since day one. I'm really doing this selfishly. I'm figuring out everything I can possibly do to keep my mom and stepdad going as long as possible. And you, our clients, our listeners, you're the beneficiaries of it. Like they're doing all the trial and error. I'm seeing what does work and what doesn't work. And then you guys get a benefit from it.
And they actually halfway listen.
Half?
Most of the way listen.
Quarter?
Oh,
I
a
was
quarter,
thinking-
a quarter of the way listen. A quarter of the way listen, and they're doing great. So if you listen 100%, just imagine where you could be at 80. They just don't listen to us. They listen to our team, right?
Yeah, that's why we don't see them
Yeah,
anymore.
we don't treat them.
You can't treat family.
Which means our team is amazing because they're treating them and they're killing it.
They listen to us a quarter enough to listen to our team 100%.
Yeah, fair.
Good?
Ciao for now.
Yeah!
You're gonna start that on these videos too.
Huh?
You're gonna start that on these videos too.
I think I have to.